What if everything you've heard about personal transformation is upside down? Imagine that the key to rebuilding your entire life isn't buried in years of therapy, overpriced programs, or dramatic lifestyle overhauls, but in something so simple you could start within the next 5 minutes. Right now, millions of people find themselves living lives they never consciously chose, trapped in patterns that feel unbreakable. Morning after morning they rise hoping for change, yet they keep doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, and harvesting the same results. What most folks don't realize is that life isn't happening to them. It's unfolding through them, and the power to change everything lies in a practice so straightforward, it almost seems too good to be true. Cutting-edge research into the brain's workings and the mechanics of real, lasting change reveals something extraordinary. The people who create permanent shifts aren't those who meditate for hours or who turn their worlds upside down overnight. They're the ones who leverage the brain's natural ability to rewire itself and commit to just 5 laser-focused minutes of intentional practice each day. Over the next few pages, you'll learn exactly how this works and why the right kind of 5-minute mental training produces more tangible change than years of wishing and hoping. You'll discover the precise techniques that have helped thousands climb out of depression, generate financial abundance, heal relationships, and quite literally redesign their entire realities. This has nothing to do with wishful thinking or empty positivity. It's about grasping how your brain truly functions and using that knowledge to become the architect of your own life. Ready to see how 5 minutes can upend everything? Because once you understand what you're about to learn, there's no slipping back into the role of victim to circumstance. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel, and if you're ready to devote just 5 minutes a day to completely reshaping your reality, drop a comment that says, "I'm committed to my 5-minute transformation." Every historic metamorphosis started with a single moment, a single decision that changed the course of everything that followed. So what separates a fleeting choice from a decision that rewrites your reality? The answer lies in understanding what happens when you decide with crystal clarity and unwavering intent. Most people make decisions from a place of desperation or frustration. They choose to change when they're tired, angry, or scared. And those choices usually fade because they're built on emotions that eventually burn out. True transformation occurs when you decide from a place of clarity, when you can see, with absolute certainty, both where you stand and where you intend to go. The instant you declare, "Enough of the old, I'm choosing the new right now," something shifts inside your brain. Neural pathways start reorganizing to support that new direction. But here's the crucial part. The decision must be paired not with hope or wishful thinking, but with the rock-solid conviction that change isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Think about the most successful people you know. What set their breakthrough moment apart from every prior attempt at change? They decided not just with their thinking minds, but with their entire beings. Their emotions, bodies, spirits, and future selves were all lined up in the same direction. When you make that kind of decision, you're not merely picking what you want, you're picking who you intend to become. You step into a new identity without any external proof that it can happen. Dreamers wait for evidence before they believe. Achievers decide first, and then create the evidence through daily action. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what you repeatedly imagine and what's actually happening in the outside world. When you decide with full faith and reinforce that decision each day through focused attention, your brain begins to perceive your future as if it's already your present reality. Recall a time you made a life-altering decision. What made that choice different from all the others? The human brain is designed to automate behaviors we repeat, which is why most people relive the same day over and over, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and producing the same outcomes. Yet the very mechanism that traps us can also set us free. And it only takes 5 minutes daily to kickstart the process. Here's where many go wrong. They assume change requires massive action and sweeping shifts. Neuroscience shows that small, steady tweaks create more lasting change than sporadic, intense efforts. When you devote just 5 minutes a day to rewiring your brain, you're working with your biology, not against it. During those 5 minutes, you aren't merely performing a technique. You're literally sculpting your brain. Every time you direct your attention away from what you want to escape and toward what you want to create, you strengthen neural pathways that support your new reality. Each moment you swap the emotions of your past for the feelings of your desired future. You teach your body what success actually feels like. Consistency, not intensity, is the key. 5 minutes daily for 30 days will reshape you far more than a single 2-hour meditation once a week, because you're training your brain to regard the new state as normal, not exceptional. You're turning transformation from an event into a habit. So what should you do in those 5 minutes? The most powerful practices blend 3 elements: clear intention, elevated emotion, and full presence. You might spend 2 minutes vividly scripting your ideal day, another 2 minutes bathing in genuine gratitude for what you're creating, and 1 minute setting a specific intention for how you will show up in the world. Some folks use breathing techniques to calm the nervous system and open the heart. Others deploy affirmations that align the conscious and subconscious minds. Still others sit in pure silence, letting intuition point them toward the next right move. The particular method matters less than the consistency and the emotional charge you bring. Approach these 5 minutes with reverence and excitement, and your brain will release chemicals that make you more creative, focused, and resilient all day long. How might your life look if you dedicated 5 intentional minutes to growth every day for the next 90? Thoughts aren't just electrical impulses flashing through your head. Each one triggers a chemical reaction, and every emotion measurably alters your biology. When you grasp this, you realize changing your life starts with changing your inner state first, not your circumstances. Dispenza's research demonstrates that thinking the same thoughts day after day makes you chemically addicted to the emotions those thoughts generate. If much of your mental bandwidth is consumed by problems, your body becomes hooked on stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, leading many to unconsciously manufacture drama just to feed that addiction. The process works in reverse too. Think thoughts that repeatedly produce gratitude, excitement, and love, and your body begins generating serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins, chemicals that not only improve mood, but repair DNA, strengthen immunity, and boost your capacity to learn and create. The most fascinating part? Your body can't tell the difference between an experience in the physical world and one vividly imagined in your mind. When you picture yourself living your ideal life and feel the emotions of that reality, your physiology responds as though it's happening right now. Heart rate, brain waves, and nervous system activity all shift to align with the new information. That's why 5 minutes of focused mental rehearsal can outperform hours of physical effort. By repeatedly imagining yourself confident, successful, and fulfilled, and truly feeling those states, you train your system to recognize them as familiar, not foreign. Your past no longer dictates your future once you stop thinking the thoughts and feeling the feelings that created the past. The moment you birth new thoughts and emotions, you forge new neural pathways. Your brain begins firing and wiring in fresh patterns, and your body starts responding to the updated blueprint. Yet most people attempt to change their external world while clinging to the same internal state, seeking different results while maintaining the same thoughts and feelings. Genuine transformation flows from the inside out. Change the inner state first, and the outer world must mirror it. Picture this. What if the life you desire already exists in the quantum field as a possibility, and your job is simply to become a vibrational match to it, through your thoughts and emotions. Your subconscious mind is like a loyal servant that never questions commands. Whatever thoughts, feelings, and actions you feed it on, repeat become its operating system. The trouble is, most people unwittingly program it with scarcity and fear. Yet repetition is also your greatest ally for freedom. Choose consciously what to repeat, and you can reprogram the subconscious to champion your dreams instead of your doubts. That's why ancient spiritual traditions emphasize daily practice, and modern neuroscience confirms that repetition ingrains change at the cellular level. Each time you cycle a positive thought pattern, you strengthen that neural root. Imagine walking across a field. The first trip barely leaves a trace, but after a month of daily crossings, you've carved a clear path. Your brain works the same way. The beauty is, you don't have to believe the new thoughts at first. You just have to rehearse them consistently. The subconscious doesn't judge truth or falsehood. It simply responds to whatever it receives over and over. Spend 60 days repeating, "I am capable of creating abundance," and your subconscious will start accepting it as fact and scanning for evidence to support it. Your 5-minute practice is so potent because you're not merely hoping for change. You're systematically reprogramming the part of your mind that controls 95% of your behavior. You're trading automatic limitation loops for automatic possibility loops. Most people quit too soon because they expect instant results, but the subconscious needs time to integrate new data. Changes are happening beneath the surface long before you see them. Trust the process, stay consistent, and watch as your outer world begins reflecting the new patterns you've built inside. Imagine how different life would look if your automatic thoughts backed your dreams instead of your fears. One of quantum physics' most revolutionary findings is that the observer influences the observed. In other words, your inner state affects what you experience externally. When you feel the emotions of the future you want before the physical evidence appears, you aren't merely hoping. You're tuning your nervous system to recognize and attract those experiences. Most people run the process in reverse. They wait to feel successful until they achieve success. Wait to feel loved until someone loves them. Wait to feel abundant until their bank balance shows money. That approach traps you in limbo, because the outer world always mirrors the inner state, not the other way around. Practice gratitude for what you intend to have before it shows up, and something remarkable happens. Your brain starts scanning your environment for things that match that grateful feeling. You notice opportunities, connections, and possibilities that were always there, but invisible to your previous emotional state. This isn't denial of current circumstances. You're essentially training your nervous system to recognize the frequency of what you want to create. Every emotion has an energetic signature, and when you rehearse the feelings of your desired reality, you become a magnet for experiences carrying that same signature. Freedom and authenticity are key. You can't merely think about gratitude. You must generate the physical sensation of gratitude in your body. You can't just visualize confidence. You must breathe confidence into every cell. Your body must learn what these elevated emotions feel like, so it can identify them when opportunities arise. During your 5-minute practice, devote at least 2 minutes to pure emotion. Revel in the pride of accomplishing your goals, the peace of knowing you're exactly where you need to be, the excitement of limitless possibilities expanding before you. Let those feelings envelop you until they feel more real than your current conditions. This reprograms your brain to expect good things instead of problems. It shifts your default state from survival mode to creation mode. And when you're in creation mode, you naturally make different choices, notice different opportunities, and draw different people into your orbit. Ask yourself, if my ideal life were already real, what emotions would I feel? Quantum physics suggests we live in an infinite field of possibilities, where every potential version of your life already exists. According to Dispenza, our task isn't to fabricate those possibilities, but to collapse them into reality through focused intention and coherent emotion. This can sound abstract, yet it carries practical implications for how you pursue change. Rather than forcing outcomes through struggle, you can learn to align with the possibility you want to experience. When thoughts and emotions are in sync, mind and heart working together, you create what scientists call heart-brain coherence. In that state, your nervous system sends a clear, consistent signal into the quantum field. You're no longer broadcasting mixed messages like wanting abundance while feeling lack, or craving love while feeling unworthy. You emit a frequency that matches the reality you desire. The most critical aspect of this process is moving beyond merely thinking about what you want and actually feeling as though you already have it. Thoughts set the intention, but emotions fuel the energy that turns possibility into physical form. Combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, and you literally pull your desired future into the present moment. That's why properly executed meditation and visualization are so powerful. You're not just relaxing, you're stepping into the quantum field and selecting the reality you wish to experience. You're moving beyond the analytical mind, which is bound by past experience, and connecting to the limitless intelligence that knows no bounds. Many struggle with this concept because they try to grasp it solely with the thinking mind. Yet the quantum field responds to feeling and energy, not just logic. When you practice gratitude for something that hasn't happened yet, or get excited about possibilities that aren't physically present, you're already engaging quantum principles, whether you intellectually understand them or not. The field always answers who you're being, not merely what you're doing. Shift your inner state and you automatically show up differently in the world, making different choices, having different conversations, noticing different openings. What looks like coincidence is the field reorganizing itself around your new energy. This is why your 5-minute routine matters so much. You're not merely boosting your mood or thinking positively. You're literally stepping into the quantum realm and choosing a new reality to live. Ask yourself, what possibilities exist for my life that I haven't even considered yet? In our hyper-connected world, silence has become rare and valuable. Yet within silence lies your greatest power, the capacity to connect with inner wisdom and align with your truest desires. Even dedicating a slice of your 5 minutes to pure quiet creates space for insights, inspiration, and guidance that can't reach you when your mind is noisy. Silence isn't empty, it's brimming with potential. In quiet moments, the analytical mind steps aside, and the intuitive mind speaks. This is where your most creative ideas surface. Solutions to problems appear effortlessly, and clarity about your next move emerges. Many fear silence because they're afraid of what they might discover about themselves. Yet silence reveals your authentic desires, not the goals programmed by society, family, or culture. Regular time in stillness helps you distinguish between what you think you should want and what you genuinely want. Presence, while different from silence, is closely related. Presence means being fully here, fully now, completely engaged with whatever is unfolding in this moment. Practicing presence during your 5 minutes trains you to access that state throughout the day. Presence is where your power lives, because it's the only place you can make the choices that reshape your future. Inner alignment happens when your thoughts, feelings, and actions move in the same direction. Most people experience inner conflict. They think one thing, feel another, and do something else entirely. When you align, all your energy focuses through a single lens, making you extraordinarily powerful. Spend a portion of your daily practice simply sitting, breathing deeply, and noticing what bubbles up without trying to direct or control the experience. Allow whatever arises to be present. This simple exercise grants access to your inner wisdom and natural guidance system. If you spent 5 minutes in complete silence every day, what might you uncover about yourself? Intent is the invisible force that shapes your reality. It's the difference between drifting through life, hoping good things happen, and consciously creating the experiences you want. When your intent is clear and focused, it acts like a GPS for your subconscious, steering your choices toward your desired target. Most people's intents are fuzzy and conflicting. They want success, but aren't clear on what success means. Want happiness yet keep focusing on what makes them unhappy. Want life to change but resist changing daily habits. A strong intent requires specificity about what you want and why you want it. Intent gains maximum power when it's tied to something larger than personal desire. When achieving it allows you to serve others or contribute to the world. Ask yourself, who do I need to be for this intent to become reality? That single question instantly shifts focus from what you'll do to who you'll become. And who you are determines what you attract and create. Spend at least a minute of your 5-minute practice setting a clear intent for the day. Specify the qualities you wish to embody, the energy you'll bring to interactions, and the experiences you aim to create. Don't just think those intents. Feel them as though they're already unfolding. Your subconscious needs a precise heading to guide you. When you begin each day with focused intent, you program your mind to recognize opportunities and make choices that align with what you want to create. You shift from random, hoping to directed creation. Throughout the day, whenever you face a decision, return to your intent. Ask, does this choice align with who I'm committed to becoming? This simple check keeps you synchronized with your highest vision. If you were completely dedicated, what single intent could transform your life? How you see yourself dictates everything. Self-image functions like a thermostat, regulating what you believe you deserve, what you think you're capable of, and which experiences feel normal versus foreign. If you want new results, start by upgrading your identity. Most people try to change circumstances while clinging to their old self-image, but the outer world always conforms to the inner picture. See yourself as someone who struggles with money, and you'll unconsciously undermine financial opportunities. View yourself as unlucky in love, and you'll attract relationships that validate that belief. Your future self already exists as a possibility. The version of you who has navigated your current challenges, cultivated the necessary skills, and embodied the qualities you admire. During your 5-minute practice, take time to connect with that upgraded identity. Picture yourself walking, speaking, and carrying yourself as that elevated version. How does this future you respond to challenges? What thoughts dominate their mind? Which emotions do they feel most often? The clearer you can see and feel this future identity, the faster you can step into it. Begin acting as though you're already that person. Make decisions from their perspective. Choose foods, activities, and relationships that suit who you're becoming rather than who you've been. Identity isn't fixed. It's fluid, and you can consciously evolve it. Every time you behave in line with your desired identity, instead of your old patterns, you prove to yourself that change isn't merely possible. It's happening right now. If you were already the person you want to be, what would you do differently today? Perhaps the most potent realization is that transformation doesn't require endless time or extraordinary circumstances. It simply demands 5 minutes of focused intent and the willingness to show up for yourself every day, no matter how you feel or what's happening around you. Every technique you learn today works, if you work them. The science is clear, the principles are proven, and the path is straightforward. But straightforward doesn't equal effortless. Consistency when you don't feel like it. Faith when you can't yet see results. And commitment when old patterns lure you back to familiar ground. That's where the magic lies. Life isn't happening to you. It's happening through you. Every thought, emotion, and step either moves you toward the life you want or keeps you stuck exactly where you are. There's no neutral ground. You're either growing or shrinking, creating or destroying, expanding or contracting. Those 5 minutes may seem trivial next to the other 1,435 in your day. Yet they're the moments when you consciously choose your future instead of unconsciously repeating your past. The moments you program your subconscious rather than letting it run on autopilot. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Set your intent now. Feel your future reality today. Spend time in silence and step into the identity of who you're becoming. Trust that small, steady actions compound into extraordinary outcomes. Your ideal life isn't a fantasy. It's a possibility waiting for you to claim it. And it all begins with believing in yourself enough to give it just 5 minutes. So, what will you create with your 5 minutes today?